Welcome to my definitive F1 2025 grid predictions, starting with Red Bull. So I think Max Verstappen's staying. Let's be real. Jos Verstappen does like to mess around with his life, but he does the sport to win. That's where he wins. And Carlos Sainz, the only other driver who seems to be able to win any races. Sorry, Sergio Perez. You're later on the list, but you're not as good a driver. Actually, you're quite shit. Next up is Ferrari, with #blessed and Charles Leclerc for the most depressed group ever. They'll be fun. And Mercedes with Alex Albon and George Russell. I don't actually think this will happen. I'm just an Alex Albon fan. What can I say? And obviously Latte Boy is there. Next up, this team, Aston Martin. I think that Fernando Alonso goes to WEC because it actually has competitive races where people other than Max Verstappen win. I love this sport, I swear. There's Sergio Perez with the window liquor. Probably the same amount of mental capacity between them. And McLaren, boring as per usual. My least favorite team because they're never interesting, except for when they're shit. Also, AlphaTauri. I know it's not AlphaTauri. I refuse to call it by its name. It's stupid. Yuki Tsunoda, because they can't get rid of him. He's too good. But also, he's not going anywhere. He's not that good. And Liam Lawson, because, let's be real, Daniel Ricciardo's shit. Daniel Ricciardo's probably getting replaced by him, like, in Miami. Next up, Haas. Oh, that was aggressive. Too bad. My Haas predictions are Kevin Magnussen, because he's good at doing nothing, but also that's like kind of a good thing in F1. And Ollie Behrman, because he's a pretty good driver, except for when he's in F2. Then he's not a good driver. Next up is Steak with Nico Hulkenberg and Zhou Guanyu. I know, Valtteri Bottas retires. Wild. Here's the thing. Zhou Guanyu has beat Valtteri Bottas like 3 times now, and he's already a mid-driver. That makes Valtteri Bottas a bad driver. He needs to leave. They need to kick him out. And Nico Hulkenberg's here for no specific reason. He's pretty good at doing nothing too. That sums up the whole Haas lineup. Williams with Logan Sargent and Pierre Gasly. Very controversial. I know. Well, Logan Sargent because I'm American, and you know, we have to root for America here. And Pierre Gasly because I like him better than Esteban Ocon, and I think one of them is going to Williams. I'm calling it now. And the only time Esteban Ocon is like interesting is when him and Max Verstappen are fighting, because like we can laugh at them. They're pretty funny. The whole grid is a joke, especially them. Yeah. And Alpine or the tractors. Paul Aaron and Jack Doohan. I don't think this lineup is realistic at all. I just put them there because nobody wants to go to Alpine, and I think they will be that desperate. But Paul Aaron is currently doing surprisingly good at Formula 2. Nobody knows how. Nobody knows how. But he deserves it. Not really. It'll probably be like Frederick Vesti or some random driver. And Jack Doohan because, you know, he's the reserve. Gotta call out the reserves. It never ends up being the reserves. It's not going to be him. That's all good. Kimi Antonelli will not make it on the grid, in my opinion. He's like mid. He's better than Ollie Behrman, but like, he's not beating that many people. He's kind of shit. Sorry, he's not shit. He just needs another year in F1, or in F2, not in F1. So yeah, this, in my opinion, is the definitive grid. Aston Martin left because even though it was accidental, they know their place, which is on the floor because they're horrible. And that's my video. Go like and subscribe. This is my first video. I really want it. I really need it. I know it's bad. Too bad you had to watch it. You already watched it now. Now that you've watched me roast all the drivers, you can go roast me in the comments. Even though you probably already did that. Well, bye!